Since you arrived, is there part of the story that you thought needed greater clarity? And again, in the short time we've talked to each other, I get a sense that you were someone from, and you shared this with us early on, you could help tell the story or understood how to explain things in a rational and careful way. And I'm wondering if there was a particular number or some way of looking at the world that you said we need to be telling this differently or bring greater clarity to it. Does anything come to mind when I ask you that?
Yeah, look, a great example that comes to my mind is transformation within the company, for example. This company was established a few years ago. The founders decided to raise a bunch of capital and invested in machines for Bitcoin mining and rented space with third-party data centers instead of building their own. So it was speed to revenue, if you like. And as a result of that, Marathon grew so quickly, but it was renting spaces. As I joined the company, 95 to 99% of our assets were on a rented space. I come from a heavy industry background, and the company was already considering this. But with my heavy industry background experience, we started challenging ourselves internally as to whether this is the right strategy for us or not. With my M&A background, we started picking up on transactions that were important for the company. So we bought almost 700 megawatts of operational capacity data centers earlier this year. And we bought them, we paid cents to the dollar because there were specific market conditions that since then have gone up significantly, where the construction cost is $1.5 million, $1 million to $1.5 million, and you build it and it takes time, 2 to 3 years. Now you have bought these operational sites under $500,000 per megawatt. So that was a transformational experience for the company, where engaging with the CEO and talking with the board and talking with the key stakeholders within the company and driving that in the right direction. All those things require your thoughts to be articulate. You need to drive the decision based on data, and many times data is not there. Most of the times when you are making decisions, the data is either missing or not everything exists, and that's where you need to articulate your thoughts in a methodical manner, have meaningful conversations, and there will be opposing views. Respectfully discuss those and try to come to a conclusion that is best for the stockholders for the company. The only thing that's common with LLMs or AI or HPC for us is the interconnect or the electricity source. That is the only common thing that we have. Yes, we call them data centers on the Bitcoin mining side as well, but the configuration of the data centers, the kind of machines that you put there, the operations, the need for water for AI is much more than data centers on this side. For example, we don't use any water on the Bitcoin mining side with the configuration that we have. And then the power that you need baseload electricity on the AI side. You cannot have shutdown of your services. On this side, you can have intermittent power like solar, wind, and tag it along with the providers, local providers, essentially. So when we think about the structure from outside, it may look very similar, but they are very different. The way AI comes into play for us is that we can exist side by side with AI on the same interconnect, for example, or we could, because that provides the flexibility of the load of electricity, because AI is heavy on electricity, whereas we can be the balancing factor and balance the utility on the other side, or the regional authorities, if you like. So that's one aspect. The other aspect from our side is that we have technology that we've built to run data centers that can be very useful for AI. So we have cooling technology that our scientists have built in-house, and we've tested that in very difficult environments, which those can be used for cooling miners and GPUs on the AI side. And that can be a very interesting play from an AI perspective. Well, it's the way to think about it is that Bitcoin is an asset class. You have very sophisticated people, very smart people who are investing in this space heavily, including BlackRock, Fidelity's, and of the world, and it's being adopted by sovereign nations overseas. UAE, for example, we've partnered with them and created data centers there. Countries are investing in this space because they see the value for Bitcoin and the future for this. The question becomes, is this political or not? From our perspective, Bitcoin is Bitcoin. It's an asset, and it's for everybody, and it's for everybody to benefit from it. Whether it's Democrats, Republicans, or somebody else, doesn't matter. What we have experienced, though, is under Biden administration, a very difficult environment to operate under. And SEC has been very tough on this space. And that is something that is a scar for this industry that we hope and we've offered to engage with both sides. We've offered to engage with all the presidential candidates. And we're hoping that everyone will come to the same conclusion that this is beyond party limits. It's a bipartisan issue.